I came home early and caught my wife getting effed by her coworker. What I did next made him pees himself and left her unconscious on the floor. I'm 35, been married to Lena for 7 years. Thought we had it all figured out. Good careers, nice house, talking about kids. I'm an aerospace engineer, she's in pharmaceutical sales. Different worlds, but it worked. Or so I thought. Last Wednesday, I was supposed to be at an aerospace conference in Houston until Friday. Big presentation about propulsion systems that I'd been prepping for months. Tuesday night, the main speaker had a family emergency, whole thing got postponed. I grabbed a red-eye back home instead of wasting time in a hotel. Landed at 6 a.m. Wednesday, figured I'd surprise Lena with breakfast before she headed to work. Stopped by her favorite bakery, grabbed those overpriced croissants she loves. Pulled into our neighborhood around 7:30. That's when I saw it. A black Range Rover tucked behind our detached garage, parked at an angle like someone was trying to hide it. I knew that car. Travis Mitchell, her regional sales director. The guy she always talked about, how professional he was, how he was mentoring her career. My gut twisted, but my mind went analytical. That's what I do, I solve problems. I parked 2 blocks away and walked back. Side door was unlocked, which was weird because Lena's paranoid about security. The house was quiet. Her purse on the kitchen, 2 wine glasses in the sink. I set the pastries down and moved through my own house like an intruder. Every step calculated, controlled. Then I heard it. Coming from our bedroom. Her voice, making sounds I knew too well. His voice, saying SHT that made my vision narrow to a tunnel. I stood outside our bedroom door for maybe 30 seconds. Not frozen, planning. The safe under our bed had my Glock 19. Legal carry permit, range every month. I'm not a violent person, but I believe in being prepared. I opened the door. There's an image burned into my brain now. My wife, on all fours in our bed, with Travis behind her. Our wedding photo, the one where she's laughing at something I whispered during the ceremony, face down on the nightstand. She saw me first. The scream that came out of her mouth was primal. Travis jerked back so fast he nearly fell off the bed, DK swinging like a pathetic metronome. The F, he started, trying to sound tough. You know the type. Big man in the boardroom, bigger man when he's effing another man's wife. I didn't say anything. Walked to my side of the bed, smooth as silk, and pulled out the safe. Travis was scrambling for his boxer briefs, still trying to act hard. Listen man, this isn't. The sound of me racking the slide cut him off. I still hadn't said a word. I've never seen a man's face change so fast. All that boardroom swagger evaporated. His eyes went wide, focused on the gun pointed at the floor, not at him, just there, existing in my hand. Please, his voice cracked. Please, I have kids. That's when he PSD himself. Right there on my hardwood floor, a puddle spreading beneath his feet. The smell hit immediately, fear and urine mixing with SX. Get out. First words I'd spoken. Calm. Level. He dropped to his knees, blubbering. Please don't shoot me. Please. I'm sorry. I'm so effing sorry. Crawl. He crawled. NKD, sobbing, leaving a trail of PS through my hallway. I followed, gun still pointed down. Lena was screaming behind us, but it was white noise. Travis crawled all the way to the front door. I opened it with my free hand. Morning joggers were out. Mrs. Patterson across the street watering her flowers. Out. He crawled onto the porch, down the steps, sobbing so hard he was choking. Made it to his Range Rover and fumbled for keys he didn't have, still in his pants in my bedroom. That's when Lena made her move. Came at me from behind, NKD and screaming, trying to grab the gun. Muscle memory kicked in. I dropped my shoulder, pivoted, and caught her with an elbow to the temple. Not full force, controlled, measured. She went down hard, head bouncing off the floor with a sound that made Travis puke in my driveway. She was out cold. Beautiful wife, lying NKD on the floor, while her boss threw up beside his luxury SUV. Morning in suburbia. I saw-fed the weapon, put it back in the safe, and got to work. Update 1, posted 2 days later. Holy SHT, the response to my post. To answer common questions, yes, this is real. No, I'm not in jail. Yes, I have a lawyer. So after Lena hit the floor, I had maybe 10 minutes before she'd come around. Travis was still outside, NKD and crying. I threw his keys at him and told him he had 60 seconds to leave, or I'd call the cops about a NKD intruder. Never seen a Range Rover peel out so fast. While Lena was unconscious, I became a machine. Phone first. Hers was on the nightstand, unlocked, she never did listen about security. Opened her messages, 6 months. They'd been effing for 6 months. The texts were explicit. Pictures, videos, detailed descriptions of what they wanted to do to each other. Messages about me, how I was boring, how I only cared about rockets and math, how Travis made her feel alive. I forwarded everything to my email. Then found her work emails. Stupid effers used company accounts. Discussions about fake client dinners, expense reports for hotels that were really their F sessions. Travis bragging about charging their room service to the company card. Her iPad was synced, found more. They had a shared photo album. 237 pictures and videos. Her in lingerie I'd never seen. Him taking her in what looked like their office. One video, timestamped 2 weeks ago, of them effing in what was clearly the pharmaceutical sample storage room. Company logo visible on the boxes behind them. I went through our doorbell cam footage next. Travis had been coming by while I was at work. Sometimes lunch, sometimes late evening when I was at the gym. Always parking behind the garage like a guilty F. Downloaded everything. Every photo, every video, every email, every text. Set up a delayed email blast for 9 a.m., gave myself time to execute properly. Lena started stirring. I dragged her to the couch, threw a blanket over her. When she came to, I was sitting in my chair, laptop open, reviewing divorce lawyers. "Baby," she started. "Don't. It's not what you. It's exactly what I think. 6 months, Lena. I have everything." Her face went white. "What do you mean everything?" I turned the laptop toward her. The shared album was open. She lunged for it, and I pulled it back. "I'm calling the police," I said. "Reporting a home invasion. Travis Mitchell broke into our home and assaulted you. I defended my wife and property. You can't. Or you can get dressed, pack a bag, and go to your parents. Your choice." She chose option 2, crying the whole time. Kept trying to talk, to explain. I just sat there, silent, working on my laptop. She knew that look, it's how I solve engineering problems. Except now, she was the problem. After she left, I called my buddy Rashad. Corporate lawyer, handles divorces on the side. We'd already discussed contingencies, he's the one who suggested keeping certain assets separate just in case. "Finally?" was all he said when I explained. Finally. The 9 a.m. email blast went out while I was in his office. Distribution list. Pharmaceutical company's entire HR department. Compliance officer, with note about expense fraud. State Pharmaceutical Board, ethics complaint. Lena's family group chat, parents, 3 siblings, various aunts. Her church Facebook group, she's on the women's ministry board. Travis's wife Simone, with special attention to texts about her being a dried up country club BCH. Travis's country club board of directors, he just became membership chair. By noon, my phone was melting. Calls, texts, voicemails. I ignored them all except Rashad's. "They're both fired," he told me. "My paralegal has a friend in their HR. Emergency termination, escorted out by security. Something about misuse of company property and expense fraud." Good start. Update 2, posted 1 week later. This blew up more than I expected. Appreciate the support. Some of you wanted more details about the immediate aftermath. The police response was interesting. I called 911 around 8:30 a.m., after Lena left. Reported that I'd come home to find an intruder, Travis, in my bedroom with my wife, that he'd fled the scene NKD after I confronted him with my legal firearm. 2 units showed up. I was calm, collected. Showed them my carry permit, explained I was an aerospace engineer with security clearance, no history of violence. Then showed them the doorbell footage of Travis sneaking around my property. "Your wife around?" one officer asked. "She left. Embarrassed, I think. This is traumatic for her." They took my statement. I mentioned Travis had been harassing my wife at work, that I suspected he might have substanced her. Showed them texts where he talked about getting her drunk at company events. Meanwhile, Lena was getting destroyed in real time. Her father, old school Mexican patriarch, saw the family group chat first. The man who hadn't cried at his own mother's funeral was weeping with rage. Her mother called her a woe in front of the entire family. Her sisters blocked her on everything. The church group was worse. These women she'd prayed with, organized fundraisers with, had over for wine and Bible study, they turned savage. Screenshots of her NKD with Travis spread through their social networks like wildfire. Someone tagged her in a post, "When you lead women's purity ministry but spread your legs for your married boss." Travis got it worse. Simone, his wife, was connected. Old money, father owns commercial real estate all over the state. She didn't cry or scream, she went scorched earth. By day 3, both fired with cause, no severance, no unemployment. State board launched formal investigation. Church excommunicated Lena, yes, they still do that. Country club revoked Travis's membership. Simone's father blackballed Travis from every business network in the city. But here's the beautiful part, I wasn't done. See, while everyone was focused on the scandal, I was moving chess pieces. That aerospace conference I missed? I presented via video link instead. Nailed it. Got approached by 3 companies and a defense contractor. I also activated the financial nuclear option. Our state allows unilateral asset control if you can prove infidelity. Rashad had prepared everything months ago, told you I plan ahead. Lena came home day 4 to find her car gone, leased under my company, returned to dealer. Her credit cards canceled, all in my name. Her access to joint accounts frozen, legally, pending divorce. Her designer clothes/bags donated to Goodwill, petty, but F it. The locks changed, my house, inherited from grandmother. She stood on the porch, screaming and crying. Mrs. Patterson recorded it. Posted it on Nextdoor with the caption, "Anyone know why the Johnson girl is having a breakdown?" Lena called the cops. They reviewed their previous report about Travis the intruder, saw she'd been staying elsewhere, and told her it was a civil matter. Suggested she get a lawyer. Update 3, posted 3 weeks later. The legal stuff is moving fast. Rashad is a shark, and having evidence of adultery in an at-fault state is like having a royal flush. Lena's lawyer tried to argue for alimony. Rashad laughed, actually laughed in mediation. Presented evidence of her affair. Proof she'd been using marital funds for hotels with Travis. Her pharmaceutical license suspension, can't claim lost income in her field. My premarital ownership of the house. Separate asset documentation for 80% of our wealth. Her lawyer asked for a recess after 20 minutes. Travis's situation imploded spectacularly. Simone's divorce lawyer subpoenaed me as a witness. I provided everything, texts, emails, videos, expense reports showing he stole from his company. Turns out Travis had been claiming Lena was a major client to justify expenses. The pharmaceutical company's forensic audit found over $50,000 in false charges. They pressed criminal charges. He's facing felony fraud charges. Divorce that'll take everything. Prenup has infidelity clause. IRS audit, unreported business expenses. Personal lawsuits from actual clients he neglected. Last I heard, he was living in his brother's basement, driving Uber with a pending court date. Lena's spiral was sadder but equally satisfying. No pharmaceutical company would touch her. 6-figure sales job to nothing. Applied to every pharmacy in town. Word spreads fast in medical communities. That video from the sample room somehow made rounds. Wasn't me, I swear. She moved back with her parents. Her father won't speak to her. Mother makes her go to church twice a week for healing. She's working at her uncle's struggling restaurant as a server. Meanwhile, I accepted an offer from the defense contractor. 40% pay raise, leading a team designing next-gen propulsion systems. Cleared out my home office, set up a proper workspace. Life was good. Update 4, posted 2 months later. Almost done with this saga, but you all wanted closure. Divorce finalized last week. Lena got her personal belongings, whatever hadn't been donated. Her 401k, about $30,000. 20% of checking account. Nothing else. I kept the house. All investment accounts. My pension. The dog, she didn't even ask. Total damage to her, lost about $400,000 in marital assets she would have split. The universe wasn't done with Travis. Criminal fraud trial started. Pharmaceutical company wanted to make an example. He pled guilty for reduced sentence, 18 months minimum security, 3 years probation, $50,000 restitution. Simone took everything in their divorce. House, investments, even his golf clubs. Kids won't see him. Eldest son posted on social media about his piece of SHT father. But here's the real update. I met someone. Catalina, 29, works at the defense contractor as a project manager. Brilliant, beautiful, driven. Started as professional colleagues, but chemistry was obvious. Waited until divorce was final before asking her out. She knows everything. Showed her this whole saga on our third date. Her response? Remind me never to PS you off. We've been together 3 months now. She moved in last week, into a house deep cleaned of every trace of Lena. Already feels more like home than it ever did. Final update, posted 6 months after original. This will be my last update. Life has moved on, and I need to close this chapter. Last week, Catalina and I went to dinner at this upscale place downtown. She'd just gotten promoted, wanted to celebrate. Walked in, and there's Lena in a server uniform. The hostess started leading us to Lena's section. I quietly asked for a different server. Lena saw us as we were seated. The look on her face, devastation doesn't cover it. She tried to approach during appetizers. I held up my hand, didn't say a word. She froze, tears starting, then turned away. The manager noticed, sent someone else to serve us. Halfway through dinner, Catalina excused herself to the restroom. Came back with a small smile. I ran into her, she said. And? Told her she was an idiot. That you're the best thing that'll ever happen to either of us, and she threw it away for mediocre DK. You didn't? I absolutely did. Also told her Travis is getting out in 6 months, maybe they can split a studio apartment. I proposed to Catalina that night. Not because of what she said to Lena, because she's everything Lena pretended to be. Loyal, brilliant, my actual partner. She said yes. We're getting married next spring. Small ceremony, close friends only. Rashad's my best man. Already looking at honeymoon destinations, she wants to see a rocket launch at Kennedy Space Center. My kind of woman. Travis gets out next month. Word is Simone's father has made sure he's unemployable in any serious industry. Lena still serves tables, lives with her parents. Her family still won't forgive her. Me? I'm running a department developing technology that'll help put humans on Mars. Coming home to a woman who actually loves me. Bank account healthier than ever. Life is exactly where it should be. To anyone reading this in a similar situation, document everything. Protect yourself legally. Don't act on emotion, act on logic. And never, ever settle for someone who doesn't respect you. The best revenge isn't just living well, it's systematically removing cancer from your life and thriving in its absence. Peace out, Reddit. Edit, since people keep asking, yes, the dog is happy. He never liked Lena anyway. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.